Hello everyone, this is Pat with our daily Oracle card reading and message for the weekend, for Saturday the 25th, the 26th, and 2013. And we are in a weekend with the full moon lunar eclipse energies going on. And I know I'm feeling them pretty powerfully, and I can imagine many of you are as well. So hang in there. These are pretty intense energies that are around right now. And for today's reading, of course, it's Saturday, so I'm going to be calling on, the Magical Fairies, Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue, as well as the Healing Fairies, and perhaps even the Earth Magic Oracle card deck by Stephen Farmer, to kind of tune into what's going on with Mother Earth, because there is a lot of activity, volcanic, earthquake, and we've obviously seen this week, there's been the tornadoes, and there's just so much going on, excuse me, with the Earth right now, which is in many ways contributing to our own, the intensity that's going on, and our own sensitivities. So let's see what these cards have to say. Let's start out with the Healing Fairies, what their message is for us for this weekend and this time. Okay. So it's awakening your true self and new location. Okay. So to me, it feels like with this lunar eclipse, okay, I wish I didn't have technical difficulties with my cards. What's surfacing is an awakening, more of an awakening of our truer self. The part of us, there's a part of us that wants to surface, that really wants to let go and let fall away anything that is not authentic. And it's a rediscovery, really, of maybe a part of ourselves that we may have put aside, that is or has been neglected in a way. You know, sometimes that happens for periods of our life, as we get into some kinds of relationships or a certain phase of our life. There's a part of us that can get neglected, and so this card speaks to, especially with this lunar eclipse, because it's pulling all that away and helping us to remember who we are, our true self. And it's just like in the picture, you see all these flowers that are just blooming and blossoming, and the fairy is tending to them. So, you know, it's, you know, you're tending to it in the same way the fairy in the picture is tending to it. And, you know, the earth energies are around that as well. And, you know, you may be either drawn to a new location. In some way, I feel like you just sort of, you know, to me this sort of speaks to people who may be going away, because this is in the United States, this is a long holiday weekend for us. You are going to a new location. And, you know, it might be a, you know, retreat center you're going away to, a camp, or someone else's home for a holiday barbecue or something. But in some way, you're going to a new location that is very refreshing for you. The fairies are very much in touch with geographical changes, in the sense of when we feel pulled or drawn to a different location. And it may be just an escape and a getaway someplace, like you're going on a retreat to have some time out for yourself, or just to, you know, kind of get out of Dodge, as they say, where you need to get out of your own environment for a while and into someplace new and different that's fulfilling and maybe more exciting, just to get out of the normal ruts and routines, to get away for a while. So that's what the Healing Fairies, and those are very healing messages. There is a healing that is occurring in doing that. Okay, it is helping you, helping the part of you that got you know, put aside, it's helping that to heal and reawaken again. So let's see what the Magical Fairies want us to know. All right. They destroyed the cards being knocked over. All right, so let's see All right, this is interesting. The magical fairy card that popped out is do some research. And it says you need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. So, let's see what the message is with that. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward in the sense of do some research. And it may be connected very much to the new location card that you're drawn to. You may want to do more there, or maybe it's even a location you're drawn to living in, that it requires some investigation on your part or research on your part. And this could be very much related to some creative inspiration or new ideas that you get this weekend, new opportunities that come in. Because we all know when we get these eclipses, there are oftentimes endings and new beginnings or new opportunities that come in. And the fairies are encouraging you to do a little research around it before before jumping into it. You know, look into it, explore it, follow through on it, do the groundwork. Really, do your homework. Is kind of what this says. That's the books. Although today, although we still use books for reading and entertainment, we tend to use like Google or the search engines for more of our research or looking up things. So, but there is a need for that because there's details and information that is going to be important for you to know before you may be very excited by some new ideas and new opportunities, but you need to go into it knowing what you're talking about is what I feel about that card. All right, let's tune into the Earth Magic. I'm going to pull these away because there's a lot of cards here. And I don't want them to topple over even more. So let's see what's going on with these cards. Nope. Okay. What's dropped out? Ooh, we have the Green Man with synergy. Now, synergy speaks to the fact that there's, things happening synergistically, or even, synchronistically, I guess you could say. And it has to do with a lot of things coming together and happening at once. And I do feel like this does speak to, I can only say for myself that I felt there's a lot of intense energy around right now. Maybe you feel that too. And it's coming from, it has to do with many things going on at once. Like when you feel many things come to a head all at the same time, it's things happening on the earth. It's things happening maybe in political environments. This weekend is, I believe, the worldwide march against Monsanto. And so we have that, sort of, political people, grassroots activism going on. And so there's a lot of things that are synergistically happening at the same time. And it's, it's both due to the intense energy and it's, it's creating even more of it. But these are the catalysts of change that are going on right now. And, it sort of does speak to the fact that there's deep transformational forces at work. Now, where this is the Earth Magic cards, I think what this particularly speaks to, there's so much going on in this card. There's flowers blooming, there's like ferns and greens, and I'm sure there's even some kind of fairies flitting around in there. But the forces of nature often synergistically combine to dynamically change the landscape sometimes. And the Green Man is symbolic of the spirit of nature. And I'm going to look in Stephen Farmer's book here for a little additional explanation to this card to give us some additional insights. And it's Yeah, the green man is Earth's vegetation personified. Um, he sort of has the face, generally, the green man, of an old man covered in, green foliage, branches, and things like that. And he's oftentimes associated with rebirth. Okay? So this is about, in some ways, things falling into place for us. As the fairies indicated, there's new opportunities that require some research. There's new avenues opening up right now. And so, as we get excited about those, even though there's research and information we need to do, the things are synergistically happening to help those fall into place. That excitement that we're following through on is part of the forces that are helping things to fall into place for us. It's opening additional avenues and doorways. So be aware this weekend and work with those energies in a way that work with these energies in a way that is, I feel like it's sort of very catalytic for us. The synergies are very catalytic at this time. They're really propelling us forward. So as you feel intensity of emotion, if you feel, a lot of, sometimes there might be anger energy come up. Sometimes you might feel like you're ready to cry. Other times you might feel like really laughing. And, follow those emotions that churn up and acknowledge them and allow them to move through you. Yeah, we have the volcano that came out here too. And this is, sort of acknowledging what's already going on. There's a lot of volcanoes that have been reactivated. And I'm sure if you're in tune with the world news in this way, if you follow these kinds of things, you know what I'm talking about. There's one that got reactivated in Alaska, and there's others in other places in the world that have are just spewing out ash. And so, with regard to nature, again, and what's going on in Mother Earth, we may hear some more volcanic activity going on, and these are all synergistic forces that are at work right now. I want to say redefining the landscape, and it's important to get outside and stay in. The more we get outside and put our feet on the earth, the more we can stay in tune with what's happening in nature and what's happening within ourselves. So it's and I also feel that volatility card is to be aware of volatility that may be coming up within yourself. Sometimes as we go through changes and we feel these intense energies, it brings up, or what bubbles up is, some maybe very old anger or resentment or things like that hasn't completely healed, or it's the last shreds of it that need to come up. And while we certainly don't necessarily need to act upon it in a way that is harmful to anybody, we do need to acknowledge it. And I always ask the angels to help me just, release it, either through writing, or I ask them to help, lift it, cut the cords to it, because it's, if you can know that it's just that bubbling up, then it's easier to work with from that way. But it's important to acknowledge the feelings that are there. And so we might see this, as it happens on the earth, we may see it happening in people. You may see uprisings. You may see, just volatility is volatility. It's like shaking up a Coke can and then opening up the top. It's a theme that arises in a variety of different ways. So what we can do is to, for our own selves, try and stay as peaceful and centered as we can. And the earth right now is being shaken up a little bit. And so it's important at this time to take care of yourself. Make sure you're prepared. Even in places where it doesn't seem like there might be anything that's going to occur or go on. You know, it never hurts to be prepared and to know what you would do in the case of an event or emergency. So if you had to get out in a hurry. I'm not saying that, you know, it's just an awareness that it's bringing to us that there's a lot of synergistic earth-based things going on right now that we need to pay attention to. Okay, especially this weekend, I feel. So anyways, this is a very long message for this weekend. And thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all of you for listening. I appreciate your viewership. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe. Wishing you much love, light, peace, and blessings.